Hey Jesse, okay, here's a step-by-step on the video how to install your kit. Basically what you're going to start out is with your pole. You can purchase it at Menards, uh, Home Depot, Lowe's, but Lowe's and Home Depot isn't the greatest for poles. Menards is really good, or you can go to a fence company. 1 5/8" galvanized, 6, 8 foot, whatever you want to do, but the drawings are shown for dimensions for the holes are for the 6 foot. So if you want to go bigger, just make sure you mount everything before you drill the holes and make sure everything lines up and it looks good. Basically on the holes, I'll send you the email for the step down or step up drill bit that we use. You can get it from Amazon, Harbor Freight, Menards, anywhere, but I'll send you information on it. So the first thing you're going to do is, once you get your pole indicated on the paperwork where to drill the holes, you're going to go with the larger hole in the center. Make sure you go, there's a line right down the center, and on the back side will be the weld mark. That will be the indication of the perfect straight line that you can go for. Measure down from the top. Just follow the instructions. The hole for the bell wiring is offset off the center, and then you have a hole in the back for your power cable that goes to your transformer box. So once you get your holes drilled, what you're going to do is mount your base. There's a few ways to do it that we've done. You can kind of push it on here and then use the ground. I'll send you a video ground to tap it down, but you got to make sure you keep it straight so you don't crack this. Or what a lot of people have done is actually, once they get it mounted on here pretty straight, use a block of wood with a hammer and then tap it on. So once you're all the way down, you'll see on the back side if it's flush all the way around and even. So once you get that set, you're going to drill your holes. Once you drill your holes, first thing you're going to do is, after the holes are drilled, you're going to mount your crossbar. That's the crossbar. Basically, this will be your clamp. You're going to have a rubber grommet, which is the large one, in the larger hole. And then you're going to take your clamp, put the clamp right over the hole, make sure the grommet is and the holes are lined up perfectly. When you tighten down on the clamp, make sure they're both even on the length. And what you're going to do is, if you see in here, you're going to line up the holes and mount your crossbar. It's easier if you have two people. One can hold the lights and the other one will put the nuts and tighten them down. If not, you can use some filler once you mount the pipe down. Always do it on a table, bench, so you're not fighting it. Mount that assembly on there. Once you get that assembly done, you're going to take and run your wires through. The long wire, number 10, is your power feed, and your short wire, number 11, is for your bell. What you're going to do, after you get the holes drilled, dismounted, you're going to take your number 11 cable, you're going to run it through the center here, make sure everything's nice and even through the center and up out the center hole, or the bell top. Okay, once you get that set, you're going to remove the bell, and then if you look at the clamps, you leave these off until you mount the bell. Okay, what I'm saying is, once you mount the bell, you're going to have to take the original wire from here, run it up, hook it all together, push this wire, and then hook the wires together and pull it back down, because you won't be able to put that clamp on the outside to fit it in the hole. Okay, so make sure you do the wiring in here first. Okay, once you get that set, what I recommend, these are self-tapping screws. I always like to do drill holes. Okay, so what you're going to do is after you get your wire mounted, this will be mounted onto the side, the wire loom will be in, your cable plug, which will hold the wire in so it doesn't get it damaged wires. So you're going to mount that into the hole, slide everything down, put the cap on, make sure that's all the way down, okay? And then you're going to take your drill, you're going to mount this onto the pole, and then mark your pole for the hole size, okay, or for the hole length. Drill your holes, get them started, and then use your self-tapping. Always use this angle and this plug pointing down, so all the rain in that doesn't get into the bell. So you're going to mount it just like this, okay? So once you get that mounted with the self-tapping screws and all that, that's all set. You have your light assembly already set. You're going to take your power cable, run your power cable down and through out the bottom, out your bottom hole. That'll be your other grommet for the bottom, okay? So once you get the two cables set, then you can plug it in. Make sure 10 goes to 10, 11 goes to 11, because it won't work because you're going to send power back feeding to the bell circuit. Okay, once you get the bell and that mounted, your cable run through, you're going to take your crossbar. Mount your crossbar up there. What I would do is put the two clamps on the pole and then line up the two top holes. And then put your screw, mount the screw in, and then slide the other one up, and then put your bottom screw in. Then once you get it all the way down, everything's mounted. Once you get the wire through, you're going to come out the end of the pipe. You're going to have two wires soldered in. You're going to run that to your converter box. There's a hole there. You're going to mount the cable through it, and this will be your connector. Make sure you connect the red wire in the red slot and the black wire in the black slot for positive and negative. If the lights don't work, that means you probably have this crossed, okay? And then same with this connector. Make sure you have the red on the red and the black on the black. When you connect the two connectors, make sure all the reds are lining up and all the blacks are lining up for all the connectors, okay? So make sure all your connectors are lining up red to red, black to black. And then, like it says, for your base, kind of slide it on. You have two ways: tap it on the concrete or the asphalt, or use, like a lot of people do, block of wood on the end and tap it on with a hammer. So go ahead and plug the unit in, and then hit your wireless remote, and you'll be good to go. This is Bart with Mad Dog Strengths. Thank you.